Hola chingonas, ¿cómo están? Welcome back to my podcast. Today I'm going to be talking about doing things alone. A lot of times we end up doing shit with somebody else, like todo, o sea, tenemos que hablarle a friend or family member, or when you're in a relationship, you want to do everything with your partner. So I had this moment this weekend where I don't have nothing wrong with doing things by myself, but I don't do it as often as I should. So this past weekend, I took basically the whole afternoon for myself. I went out around 9ish, 10ish in the morning, and I got back home around 3 or 4 in the afternoon. And I was by myself. Being honest with you guys, I was by myself. I went to a thrift store. I didn't really find much. I don't know. I don't have patience. But I went to a thrift store. I was just there walking around, which is funny because I was trying to convince my mans to go with me, even though it was supposed to be a me time. I was just like, "Are you sure you don't want to go? Go with me. Go with me. Go with me. Go with me." My son wasn't here; he was at his dad's, so it was only my mans and me at the house. So I was trying to pursue my man to go with me, but he didn't want to. So fine, I was like, "Whatever, I'm gonna go by myself." So I was at their store, finding shit or looking for stuff, and then I got bored. So oh my god, I can't believe it. Estaba aburrida, and I was like, let me call my man, so maybe he wants to come. I was already there for like 30 minutes, and I was already trying to see él quería llegar, and I was like, ¿quieres venir? And he was like, no, I don't like going to shop or anything. Very, he's not a person to go shopping for anything. Especially when it has to do with clothes. He's not a person like that. So I was like, ¿estás seguro que no quieres venir? I'm not that far away from the house, blah, 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 blah. Trying to persuade this fool to come and join me. And he was like, no, no quiero. And I was like, ugh, whatever. So I stayed a couple more minutes trying to find shirts or stuff, whatever I could find. About some little cute things here and there. Not a lot. I found like 2 or 3 things. But that's besides the point. Anyway, so after I was hungry. I'm telling y'all, like, I don't know how many times I tried to tell my mans, ¿quieres ir conmigo? ¿Me quieres acompañar? So after I get out, because I was hungry, bitch was hungry, tenía hambre. No había comido todo el día. So I call him, I was like, ¿ya comiste? And he was like, oh, me acabo de hacer unas quesadillas or something. I don't know what he said, but I was like, oh, yo apenas te iba a invitar, ¿no quieres venir a comer conmigo? And he was like, estoy comiendo, ¿no escuchaste? And I'm like, te escuché, pero pues I know that you don't get full. That's not gonna make you full. He was like, ¿tú cómo sabes? And I'm like, cause I know. So anyways, he was like, no, ve a comer tú. Ya después te quieres venir, te puedes venir. And I'm like, whatever. I was being salty because I was like, can't believe it. No me puedes acompañar. So I go to this new place, which I was craving menudo. The place wasn't that good to my point of view, maybe because it was cold and I don't know. Anyways, so I went to eat menudo and I was sitting by myself. It was like una taqueria, it was like a tortilleria type of thing, but they had menudo on the weekends. So I went to get there and I sat by myself. Estaban las doñas ahí comiendo on their hour lunch, or their break or whatever. So I sit there, me quedan viendo, me sentí rara because it was only them sitting down comiendo, and everybody would take their stuff to go. Y yo era la mensa ahí con mi plastic container because that's where the menudo came in. And I'm here like comiéndome mi half-ass calentado menudo because I didn't want to go at home because I knew if I came home I was not gonna enjoy the rest of the day by myself. So yo ahí comiéndome mi menudo igual de frío que la nariz de mi perro. Estaba fría la sopa. So I was eating my sopa, I put my headphones in, and I started looking at YouTube videos because, for those that know, that's my pastime. I look at YouTube videos. These YouTubers I've been watching since the ages, since before Michael was born, most of them. So I was watching some YouTubers. Y pues ahí me quedo. La señora me ofreció unas tortillas, which I did not buy. She was like, here, te puedes comer estas tortillas. And I was like, ay, gracias. Thank you, God, for tortillas. Y mi limoncito. So I eat that, yeah, me guardo lo demás, and I then go to Starbucks, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go to Starbucks. And I go to Starbucks, and I bought this course. I'm trying to learn something new. Estoy aprendiendo algo nuevo. So I said at Starbucks, dije, solo un ratito. Me tomo mi little pinkity drink. Me agarré un pink drink. Y me senté ahí, and I didn't realize the time was passing by fast. Or did it pass by fast? Ya cuando me di cuenta and I started counting, I con mis deditos, 1, 2, 3 hours. Pasaron 3 horas and I was actually studying. But I felt so at peace. I didn't feel like I had to go nowhere. And it was that moment where I was just like, I was really wanting to be with somebody in that moment. But my guides and everything did not want me to be with anybody. And I've been craving a lot of peace, which is not just about, no, not just peace. I've been craving a lot of alone time, but I don't give myself a lot of alone time as I should. Like, I'm always doing something. I'm always with somebody. I'm always doing something for somebody else or for other people in general. So, este sábado me dio ese entendimiento of like, I need to give or have more of these days for myself besides, el masaje o que pedicure or something, it's just like me. I feel like a lot of us get lost in that thing of, pues I'm gonna tell my friend if they could go with me, or I'm gonna tell my friend this, or I'm gonna call my mom, call my partner, or be with my friend, my significant other, and do things. We're always, or siblings in general, siempre estamos con alguien, way. Like, we're always with somebody. So this Saturday I was just like, wow, like, it's so peaceful, and kind of like gives me this tug and pull situation with me, because I've, even before I got in a relationship, I did a lot of stuff alone, even though I was surrounded by people. But I was just like, I didn't have to obey by anybody. And it's not that my el tóxico is like, tienes que estar en la casa a esta hora, because mind me, he did not well, we were texting because I was the one bothering his ass, like, you want to go with me? But he's not the type of person to be calling me like, ¿qué dónde estás? ¿A dónde vas? ¿Qué? ¿Con quién estás? He's not the type of person. If he calls me, it's because it's been few hours and he hasn't heard of me. But since I was being annoying, he didn't really call me. But he doesn't really tell me what I can and can't do. Like, he doesn't tell me. So it's not that I wanted to distance myself from him or anything, or that I was just like, he bothers me because he's very toxic. I think it was that feeling of like, it's okay to do things alone. It's okay to sit by yourself at a cafe. A lot of us are afraid of going porque me va a ver la gente, que va a decir. And honestly, there was a lot of people by themselves at the thrift store. Había mucha gente solos in the Starbucks. People minding their business, besides that restaurant that I went to. Those estaban solos. But even then, people were going by themselves to buy stuff, but, they didn't sit there because there wasn't really a space to sit. So it was, even when I gone to the restaurant by myself, siempre hay gente que están solas. Y me estoy dando cuenta de que it's okay. But it challenged me that Saturday of like, whoa, this is like super peaceful. Like, no tengo que estar like pendiente de nadie, and I don't have to give my reasonings or my whereabouts to anybody, even though I did give it to my toxico. But it gave me that peaceful mind of like, bro, it's okay to give yourself some time, because we don't know who we are without being surrounded by somebody, especially when you're a mom. I mean, I'm speaking for myself. Even when you're a mom, and I could speak about before having a kid, but even now that I'm a mom, it's like, I'm always like, I love my child to death, don't get me wrong. But the only alone times that I get from being with him is when he goes to his dad's. But other than that, it's just like a mom. I am what my man calls me, babe or amor. I am that, and friend, or just I want to hang out with my family. But I'm not me. Yes, I'm me with these people, but I'm not me, myself, and I by myself in my own time. I'm just attending to everybody else. And this Saturday gave me that perspective of like, I don't have to have anybody. I don't have to have anybody but myself to do things that I want to do, because a lot of times the people that you hang out with, you have to come to compromise of like, oh yeah, let's do this because you both like it. You guys can't try different things because either one of them is picky, or even when you go with family or something, somebody is always picky about something. So it's not like you could try something new because maybe they won't like it. And I felt at peace. Keep in mind, fueron desde las 9:10 de la mañana till 3-4 in the afternoon that I was by myself, and it was just like, wow, like, I'm good. I am happy. I don't have to have somebody with me. I don't have to have the anxiety of like, tengo que estar con alguien, even though I was fighting it in the mornings, in the beginning, when I was trying to convince my mans to be with me. But we lose ourselves. I feel like we lose ourselves trying to be all these titles but our own first name. Who are you when you're not around somebody else? And yeah, I am used to do a lot of things alone, which is it's weird, because I'm so used to doing things alone in a way to bring myself or to be where I want to be, but not alone to do things alone, to go to places by myself, to do this thing by myself. I'm getting more comfortable now. But other than that, No, it's I don't even know how to explain it. It feels like it made no sense. So I'm used to doing things alone, to figuring it out alone. There it is. I'm so used to figuring it out alone. Figuring it out alone. Like, yo tengo que ver cómo solucionar las cosas por mi propia cuenta. But I have not really been alone. So I know there's a lot of people that have told me I'm so used to doing things alone, but there's a difference between you figuring it out alone but versus you doing things alone. Usually there's somebody near you all the time. And that's happened to me for as long as I can remember. I've been on survival mode for too long. And I figured out a lot of shit at a young age till now by myself. But I'm always surrounded by somebody or, yeah, somebody or someone. Si no es mi familia, es mis relaciones, es son mis amigos, and now it's my kid. And it's just always someone there. And Saturday gave me that freedom to be me. I don't have to compromise or like, oh, I want to go here. Oh, but I don't like that. You know, like, nah, la chingada. Voy a hacer lo que yo quiera, me vale madre. I'm gonna try a new place even though I didn't really like it. But that's not the point. La cosa es de que, man, don't feel guilty. Don't fucking feel guilty for doing things alone. If you are a mom guilt carries you so heavily of like, I don't want to have fun without my kid. But it's okay. You did it by yourself, enjoy it by yourself, then come back and do it with your kids. Create a memory. If you're doing it without your partner, do it by yourself, enjoy it by yourself, and then do it with your partner. If you're doing it by yourself first and then bringing a sibling with you, then fucking do it first. Enjoy the experience by yourself first. Because it unlocked this memory where I have gone to, digamos, splash, I don't know. But there's some stuff that I can't go onto or, onto some certain other rides because my son is with me because he's little. So, on that time, he was little. And he couldn't because it's not at the right size or the right height, I mean. So, I couldn't go. So, that's one example of, like, there's certain things that you could do with certain people. There's certain things that you can do with certain people, with certain things you can and can't do with certain people. So enjoy it by yourself. Get yourself extra points or check something off your list by doing it by yourself first and get that experience of like, fuck it, También está ese sentimiento de que we have to do everything with somebody else, especially when you're in a relationship. I don't mind, like, I love my man, don't get me wrong. Yeah, he gets me, me cae mal a veces que no lo aguanto. And I want to do so many things with him. There's a lot of stuff that I want to do. Like, there's a bucket list that we both want to do. But a lot of his things that he likes, I don't like. And sometimes we get at it, not in a bad way, but there's just like, bro, like, you don't like to do what I do, and I don't like to do what he does. But then we compromise, and it's always a compromise. And it sucks. So, I know I'm all over the place in this podcast, in this episode. But I just feel like, haz lo que te dé la chingada gana, güey. Si quieres tirarte de un pinche paracaídas, throw yourself a fucking, the fucking airplane, skydive. You want to fucking bungee jump? Go fucking bungee jump, aunque nadie te quiera acompañar. You want to go get yourself a tattoo? Nobody needs to go with you to get a tattoo. You want to get a piercing? Ve tú sola. No tiene que ir nadie contigo. You want to go buy yourself a pair of shoes? Fucking go alone. Go eat to that new restaurant that you saved on your Google Maps, or you saved it on the Yelp or whatever. Go to that fucking coffee shop by yourself. Go to the library by yourself. Do things by yourself sin sentirte culpable. Don't feel guilty for having some space to breathe. This is the air. This is the universe. Hay tanto aire everywhere. Go breathe some new air by yourself. Don't be surrounding yourself with so many people all the time. Even if you're in a relationship, even if you're not. If you have friends or not, And it gave me that perspective of, ¿sabes qué? De en adelante, I'm going to be doing a lot of shit alone by myself. Even if I have a partner, even if I have friends, even if I don't have friends, whatever, Voy a hacer un chingo de cosas. Like, I don't need to be surrounded by people all the fucking time. I'm going to make memories by myself, with my child, with my mans, or with whoever tags along. But first lo voy a hacer yo sola. ¿Por qué no? Esa es la pregunta, ¿por qué no? ¿Por qué no puedo? ¿Quién dijo que no podía? Sí lo voy a hacer. Voy a hacer un poquito de todo y hasta más si me da la gana. So, the moral of this episode is just, hazlo, güey. Haz lo que tú quieras. No tienes siempre que tener a alguien a tu lado. crea memorias contigo misma para que un día cuando estés viejita le digas a tus nietos o a quien sea, a tus, whatever, a tus sobrinos or something, ah, sí, yo lo hice sola. Y they can be like, oh my God, you did it by yourself. Pues sí, güey, lo hice yo sola. So, be the hero in your own story. Be the creator in your own story. No te sientas tan mal porque, pues, lo acabo de hacer el sábado y ya quiero volver a hacerlo. So, enjoy your time by yourself. Enjoy your solitude. Be comfortable with your solitude. Ama quién eres y ama tu tiempo contigo misma porque, pues, aparte de twins, pero mi mamá siempre dice, naciste sola, vas a morir sola. Y even aunque tengas twins, digamos, like you have a twin, sí, nacieron juntas, pero nació primero una o nació el otro, or however the case it is, pero uno siempre muere solo primero. So, es que tú hagas las cosas por ti mismo. No siempre necesitas a alguien a tu lado. I hope this helps or, gives you a different perspective. So, I'll see you guys next time. Gracias por escucharme y los quiero un chingo. Se cuidan.